This is Michelle Cummings-Steele, Chair of the Metropolitan Board of Parks and Recreation. I would like to call this meeting of the Metropolitan Board of Parks and Recreation to order. I'm going to call the roll of our commissioners. Please answer if you are present. Commissioner Anderson.
Present.
Commissioner Gentry. Commissioner Haynes.
Present.
Commissioner Hughes. Commissioner Johnston.
Present.
Commissioner Scott Barnes.
Present.
Thank you. The Parks Board must vote on the record that the COVID-19 pandemic requires it to hold a telephonic meeting as permitted under the Governor's Executive Order number 16, and that contrary rules are suspended. If anyone would like to propose a motion to this effect, please raise your hand and I will call on you. Commissioner Anderson.
I make a motion to accept.
Thank you so much. Commissioner Scott Barnes.
I second.
Thank you so much. It has been properly moved and seconded. I will go through the list of commissioners in attendance again. Commissioner Anderson.
Approve.
Commissioner Haynes.
Approve.
Commissioner Johnston.
Approve.
Commissioner Scott Barnes.
Approve.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to, the motion carries. I just wanted to add a note for our audience, for those listening at home. The Parks Board members are here are calling in remotely. They are in separate places. When I ask them to raise their hand, that is an action occurring through the software. Moving to the appeal of decisions pursuant to the provisions of 2.68.030 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws, please take notice that decisions of the Metropolitan Board of Parks and Recreation may be appealed to the Chancery Court of Davidson County for review under a common law writ of certiorari. Any appeal must be filed within 60 days after entry of a final decision by the board. Any person or other entity considering an appeal should consult with an attorney to ensure that time and procedural requirements are met. Consideration of minutes. Have you all had an opportunity to read the minutes from our from our August meeting? Is there a motion for approval? Please signify by raising your hand and I will call on you. Commissioner Scott Barnes.
There was a small item I wanted to correct on the minutes. Yes. It had to do with the announcements. I had made an announcement in the July meeting for an item that I was wanting to hold for our next in-person meeting, which has to do with the Confederate private monument at the Centennial Park. And yes. So it looked like it was reflecting in the minutes that that was supposed to come up in September, but I'm happy to make a motion to adjust the minutes to more clearly reflect that. Yes. Yes, to reflect, for our secretary to reflect that meeting, that discussion should happen when we are in person. Correct. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that amendment. Are there any others? Seeing none, I will accept a motion to accept the minutes with that amendment as noted by Commissioner Scott Barnes. Commissioner Haynes?
So moved.
Commissioner Scott Barnes?
Seconded.
Thank you so much. We'll take a roll call vote. Commissioner Anderson?
Approved.
Commissioner Haynes?
Approved.
Commissioner Johnston?
Approved.
And Commissioner Scott Barnes?
Approved.
Thank you so much. Moving now to Metro Council referrals. Are there any referrals from council members present? Director Odom?
There are none at this time.
Thank you so much. We're moving now to old business 02-20-04. Mr. Philip Claiborne, founder and president emeritus of the Friends of Two Rivers Mansion, requests the board to accept wayfinding signage in the amount of $7,000 for the mansion and the 1802 house from the Friends of Two Rivers Mansion. We will be deferring this to our signage committee at its next meeting. 08-20-03, the Honorable Sharon W. Hurt, member of council at large, requests the board to rename Hadley Park Nashville Freedom Riders Park. I will give the report from the committee. The naming committee did meet this morning and voted to defer a decision to its October 2020 naming committee meeting. And so we will hear that again at our October meeting. 08-20-05, Mr. Thomas Davis, representing GBT Realty and Village 21, requests the board to accept the transfer of 13 feet of alley right-of-way, alley number 922, located at the corner of Wedgewood and 21st Avenue. This transfer of property will enlarge an adjacent parcel currently owned by Metro Parks. This morning, the acquisition committee did meet. I'll now accept a report from the acquisition committee.
Good morning. The Acquisitions Committee did meet and recommends approval of this matter.
Thank you so much. Are there any questions from the board? Seeing none, I will accept a motion for approval. Please raise your hand and I will call on you. Commissioner Scott Barnes.
I move to approve.
Thank you so much. Is there a second? I need a second, please. I don't see the hand. Commissioner Anderson, thank you.
Second.
Thank you so much. It's been properly moved and seconded. I'll now take a roll call vote. Commissioner Anderson?
Approve.
Commissioner Haynes?
Approve.
Commissioner Johnston?
Approve.
And Commissioner Scott Barnes?
Approve.
Thank you so much. The motion passes. 08-20-06, Ms. Cindy Harrison, representing the Conservation Assistance Grant Fund, requests approval of acquisition of a conservation easement on 5 parcels totaling 56 acres located at 6317 North New Hope Road, Hermitage, Tennessee. Map and parcel numbers 087-00-0-188.00, 087-00-0-047.04, 087-00-0-047.05, 087-00-0-0-132.00, and 087-00-0-156.00. The conservation easement is to be co-held by Metro Parks and the Land Trust for Tennessee. I'll accept the report from the acquisition committee.
This item was withdrawn by the property.
Thank you so much, and that we will not have to take a vote on this. Thank you so much, Commissioner Haynes. Moving now to 08-20-07, Ms. Cindy Harrison, representing the Conservation Assistance Grant Fund, requests approval of acquisition of a donated conservation easement on 5.5 acres of land. 5.5 acres located at 374 Hicks Road. Map and parcel numbers 142-00-0-019.00, 142-03-0-096.00, and 142-03-0-095.00. The conservation easement is to be co-held by Metro Parks and the Land Trust for Tennessee. We'll accept a report from acquisition.
Yes, we met this morning and recommend approval.
Thank you so much. If anyone would like, hearing the report, if anyone would like to propose a motion to this effect, please raise your hand and I will call on you. Commissioner Scott Barnes.
I move to approve.
Thank you so much. I'll accept it a second. Commissioner Anderson.
Second.
Are there any questions? All those in favor, I'll do the roll call vote. Commissioner Anderson.
Approved.
Commissioner Haynes.
Approve.
I see now Commissioner Gentry has joined us. Would you like to vote on this item?
Approved. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Johnston.
Approve.
And Commissioner Scott Barnes.
Approve.
Thank you so much. The motion passes. We'll move now to the consent agenda and we can take this as one item. Is there a motion for approval? Commissioner Haynes.
Move approval of the consent agenda.
Thank you so much. Is there a second? Commissioner Gentry?
Second.
Thank you so much. All those in favor, I will take it by a roll call vote. Commissioner Anderson?
Approved.
Commissioner Gentry?
Approved.
Commissioner Haynes?
Approved.
Commissioner Johnston?
Approved.
And Commissioner Scott Barnes?
Approved.
Thank you so much. The motion passes. We're moving now to new business 09-20-02. Ms. Frances Corzine, president of the Garden Club of Nashville, requests the board to accept an in-kind grant valued at $19,654.50, which consists of 190 trees, mulch, tree tags, watering bags, and contract labor to be used in Clinton Fisk Park. This grant will not require any matching funds and/or obligation from Metro Parks, and no funds will be forwarded to the Metropolitan government or Metro Parks. We'll accept a recommendation from the staff.
Staff recommends approval.
Thank you so much. Are there any questions regarding this item? Seeing none, I will accept a motion from the board. Commissioner Gentry?
Move approval.
Thank you so much. We'll accept the second. Commissioner Scott Barnes?
I second.
Thank you so much. The motion has been properly moved. I will take a roll call vote. Commissioner Anderson?
Approve.
Commissioner Gentry?
Approve.
Commissioner Haynes?
Approved.
Commissioner Johnston?
Approved.
And Commissioner Scott Barnes?
Approved.
Thank you so much. The motion passes. 09-20-03, staff requests approval to enter into a license agreement, project number 19041-3269-94, BR-STP-24, parentheses 20, parentheses closed, with the state of Tennessee to install, maintain, and operate a pedestrian walking trail on an existing section of the Stones River Greenway. It looks like we need to defer this to acquisitions. We are complete with our new business. We're going to move now to our capital projects update. Mr. Mark Bradfield is on the line to give us that update.
Okay, yeah. I'm Mark Bradfield. I'm sitting in for Tim Nate. The single largest report I have to make is that last Thursday and Friday, we put down the almost 6 acres of sod on the Great Lawn in Centennial Park. And the timing really couldn't have been much better because Hurricane Laura came through and watered it real good this weekend. So everybody's really pleased with that. The only other report I have is that Mill Ridge, Ravenwood are our two large regional park projects that have been bid out, and the bid was awarded, but there has been a protest of that bid, and Metro Procurement is walking us through that, and that's the extent of my report.
Thank you so much. Are there any questions for Mr. Bradfield? Seeing none, thank you so much. Well, Commissioner Scott Barnes, your hand is raised. Do you have a question?
I'm so sorry. No, old hand.
No problem. We'll move now to our upcoming special activities and events. Jackie Jones.
Yes, good morning. As most of you know, we have farmers markets going on throughout the city. We have one at Sevier Park, one at Bellevue Park, one at Richland Park, and of course, one at Two Rivers Mansion. So if you have not taken an opportunity to enjoy those, I would certainly encourage you to do that. In addition, our Warner Park Nature Center unveils this Autumn Story Walk Reveal program on September 22nd. You can go and watch summer transform into autumn on the Little Acorn Trail, which is just behind the Nature Center. On that same day, the bird program coordinator, her name is Laura Cook, will share details about the bird research program there at the center. Our Centennial Art Center has just released a call to artists for the Get Cultured exhibit, which is held in conjunction with Celebrate Nashville. The Get Culture exhibit showcases talented artists from all across the city. The deadline for artist submission is Sunday, September 6th. And we also have our dance and theater classes going on in September. If you'd like more information or details on that, please check our website or our social media pages. And that concludes my report.
Thank you so much. We appreciate the report. Are there any questions or comments for Jackie at this time? Seeing none, we will move to the report of the director.
Thank you, Madam Chair and Parks Board members. I'd just like to report that we are halfway through the hiring process for staff to work on Saturdays at neighborhood community centers and hope to complete that process within the next few weeks. If you recall, for fiscal year 21, we received an appropriation of $450,000 to open neighborhood community centers on Saturdays. As you may recall, some of you may recall, those closures had been enacted several years ago as a budget reduction, and we're quite grateful to the Metro Council and the mayor for allowing us to be able to offer the services and programs on Saturday. So we're looking very much forward to that in the very near future. As I shared with you all last month and then subsequently by email, there was a recent audit of Parks and Recreation, our department, and our relationship with nonprofits, in particular our friends groups. And our Assistant Director for Finance and Administration, Shanita White, will be scheduling a Finance Committee meeting to review the audit, to walk through our policy, and to look at ways in which we need to strengthen the policy if we need to, but certainly to hold organizations more accountable and kind of buffet the policy where we need to. The second week for the Metro Schools Essential Worker Program has gone well. Our program now will continue through October, consistent with the scheduling for virtual learning at Metro Schools. We'll reevaluate at the same time as Metro Schools if the school system decides to move forward with in-person learning. We will then start our regular after-school programming, but we plan to work in tandem with them. To date, there are 428 students registered in that program, and that is really remarkable, and I would like to commend Stevon Nellums and the Community Programs and Recreation Division for their hard work in supporting our peer department of Metro Schools. As many of you may know, you may not know, but Councilmember Nancy Van Rees is now the chairperson of the Metro Council's Subcommittee on Parks and Libraries. I believe she was appointed on Tuesday, and she has always been very supportive of parks anyway, but we are looking very much forward to our continued work with her. And then finally, Commissioner Anderson had asked at the last meeting about Centennial Parks Conservancy's maintenance fund for Centennial Park. And we got a kind of a lean report that the Conservancy has established a Centennial Parks maintenance fund with an initial pledge of $100,000. And that's expected to be paid this year to help support maintenance in the park. Once the current phase of construction is complete, they plan on beginning ongoing fundraising campaigns to solicit donations from individuals and organizations to help keep Centennial Park beautiful. And I appreciate all the work that the Conservancy is doing and has done. As you all may recall, we suspended or paused our regular schedule of having friends groups come each month and give an update on their operations and activities. And that's one reason that the Conservancy has not appeared. But hopefully we will be able to resume that schedule. Hopefully, certainly by January 1, we will be able to hopefully have in-person meetings and have individual fringe groups again come and give detailed reports about their activities and ways in which they are supporting the park system and the department. That concludes my report. Are there any questions?
Thank you for the report, Director Odom. Are there any announcements, requests for future agenda items or open items?
Only future agenda items as referenced by Commissioner Scott Barnes are the discussion about the Confederate private monument, and then as requested by Commissioner Anderson, once the period of programming has ended, a discussion about Church Street Park.
Thank you. Thank you. Are there any announcement requests for future agenda items or open items that the board would like to add? Seeing none, I will accept a motion for adjournment. Y'all want to stay?
I move we adjourn. Excuse me for not raising my hand.
Second.
Thank you. You all have a good day. This ends our meeting, September 2nd meeting, first meeting. Oh my goodness, September 1st meeting, 2020 of the Metropolitan Board of Parks and Recreation. You all have a good day.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information about this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.